Hello, in this video I will be talking about Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 17 from chapter 1. So earlier we were looking at two different ways to control the modifications of the mind, which is what the purpose of yoga is according to Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. And those two different ways we looked at are Abhyas practice and detachment. So with the practice, you make an effort to still the mind, and that practice need to be for a long period of time, and it need to be done with devotion, veneration. And the practice need to be done uninterruptedly every day. And then another way to control the mind is detachment, which is not craving for any sensual objects. You may still enjoy when you eat good food, for an example, but you are not craving for that particular food. So that consists of detachment. And then higher than that detachment is when you are not identified with the three gunas or qualities of nature, which is sattva, rajas and tamas, as I described in my last video. And you will find more about these gunas in Bhagavad Gita. And at some point I would like to make videos on that. So in this sutra, we will see what happens when you restrain the modification of the mind after using practice and detachment. And here Patanjali talks about a particular type of samadhi, trance, which is called sampragyat. So this verse goes as follows: Vitark vichar ananda asmita rupa anugamat sampragyat. So sampragyat is the name of samadhi, and it consists of vitarka, which is physical awareness, vichara is also thoughts, but it has to do with subtle awareness, ananda is bliss, asmita is I-ness. So when you say I am happy, then that I is, that's what we are talking about, sense of I. And rupa is form, anugamat is accompanied by. Sampragyat, this type of samadhi called sampragyat. So in sampragyat samadhi, there are different stages one experiences, and it starts with, the samadhi is you are absorbed in an object. So here, when you are absorbed with physical awareness, that you are so much absorbed that you can't feel that you are separate from that physical awareness, and that absorption is called vitarka here, which is absorbing in physical awareness. And then samadhi goes into another stage where one absorbs with one's internal awareness. So one is absorbed with one's thoughts, feelings, and all that. But it's not how, when we are absorbed in our thoughts or internal awareness, we are lost in that. Here samadhi means your attention is one-pointedness, so much so that you cannot differentiate between the object and yourself. The next stage of samadhi is absorption with bliss or happiness, or I would use the word bliss here. Here you experience a sense of bliss and you are absorbed with it in samadhi state. And the last one is absorption with the sense of I-ness. So when Here you, so here I is refer to when you say your identity, like I am such and such person, I did this, I will do that. So here I is you, the person. So here everything else, so if you remove I am working, so if you remove working, or I am eating, or I am sad, if you remove sad from that, what remains is the sense of I-ness. So when one gets identify, when one gets absorbed with it, not identify, in samadhi, that's the other stage of samadhi. So this samadhi is called sampragyat samadhi in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, and it is consists of these 4 different stages one experiences when one restrains the modification of the mind. And these 4 stages is samadhi with physical awareness, samadhi with or internal awareness, samadhi with bliss, samadhi with the sense of I-ness. So these are 4 different samadhi stages one experiences. So next sutra we will see more another different kind of samadhi called as sampragyat samadhi, and we will talk about that in my next video. Thank you for listening.